Hello, my John Knox Village friends. I am Norma Jenkins. I live in Castles Tower and am a member of the Legislative Committee. Each election year, the committee has sponsored in-person candidate forums where our residents could hear from candidates who are seeking our votes. Because of the current circumstances, this is not possible before the primary elections are held on August 18th. Therefore, we are presenting the candidates to you virtually. All candidates have been asked to submit a 3-minute video introducing themselves and why we should vote for them. In the weekly flyer, you also received a cheat sheet where you can make your own notes. The first candidates we will be hearing from today are running for state attorney. This is a partisan office, so you will only see the candidates from your political party on your August ballot. The following candidates will be contending for the Democratic nomination.
Hello, John Knox Village. My name is Joe Kimmock. Thank you for this opportunity to speak with you. I'm running for state attorney on a campaign to dismantle mass incarceration. As we sit here right now, the families of George Floyd and Breonna Taylor and Rayshard Brooks, and thousands of others just like them, they're at home without their loved ones. At the same time, we have 176,000 of our fellow Floridians who are locked in cages right now. None of that happened by accident. It was all very purposeful. So we put together this little campaign video. After you watch it, check us out, www.joekimmock.com. Check out our Facebook page, Joe Kimmock for Broward State Attorney. Do your research, and I hope we can earn your vote. Thank you.
For years, politicians have been talking about criminal justice reform, and for years, nothing has changed. Our system is held captive by the cash bond industry and the private prison industry, and our loved ones and our neighbors are the ones paying the price for their greed. I'm Joe Kimmock, and I am not a politician. I'm running for Broward State Attorney because the time for action is now. I'm the proud oldest son of a single mom, raised on food stamps and soup kitchens and a whole lot of love. Today, I'm a criminal defense lawyer, president of the local criminal defense bar, and a former teacher, and a husband, and a father. And I cannot stand in the trenches any longer and watch as our neighbors and our friends get shipped off to prison for long periods of time. This long, dark chapter in American history ends now. We can end cash bail and the war on drugs. We can end the school-to-prison pipeline. We can empty our jails of folks that pose no threat to us. And together, we can end the death penalty. It's time to build a revolution of justice together. I'm Joe Kimmock, and on August 18th, 2020, I'm asking for your vote for Broward State Attorney so that we can build a criminal justice system that works for everyone.
Hello everybody at John Knox Village. My name is Joshua Rydell. Currently I have a couple titles. I'm an elected official in the city of Coconut Creek. I am currently serving as the vice mayor. I got elected in 2015. At the time, I was 33 and one of the younger elected officials in all of Broward County. I'm also an advocate. I'm also an attorney. I'm a career-long criminal defense attorney that has been advocating in Broward County for about 15 years, give or take. And I'm also a father of 2 little girls, a 4-year-old and an 8-year-old, and I'm a husband to my wife, and we just celebrated over this pandemic our 10-year wedding anniversary. But for the purposes of today, coming to you, I'm a candidate for Broward County State Attorney. Now, we are at a crossroads in our country right now. There are some very significant issues that face our criminal justice system, and we need an advocate that could bring people together, that will unify our county and move us forward. And ladies and gentlemen watching this, I urge you that I am the only candidate that has the ability to move us forward. We are at a time, an unprecedented time, where our communities are hurting. And we need to start a process of healing, of moving forward in how we think we deal with issues of criminal justice, issues of social justice, and specifically, and having to do with issues in law enforcement. Now,
hello everyone, I hope this video finds you all safe and well. My name is Sarah Nell Murphy, and I'm asking for your vote on August the 18th for the opportunity to serve as Broward County's next state attorney. I've had the privilege of serving this community as an assistant state attorney for the past 24 years. I have dedicated my career to seeking justice and to being a voice for victims of crime. I'm a trial lawyer. I've tried over 130 cases to verdict, ranging from misdemeanors to murder. As the chief of our domestic violence unit, as well as the chief of our misdemeanor trial unit, I've supervised hundreds of people, both attorneys and staff. I am very proud of the innovative diversionary programs I've created in order to afford deserving individuals a second opportunity not to be labeled a criminal. Similarly, I'm very proud of my trial success in keeping you safe from the most dangerous among us. Over the years, I've greatly enjoyed my involvement with our public school system, whether it's teaching children about the dangers of drugs and alcohol, or to be a helping hand to those that are victimized by domestic violence. In the times that we live in now, while I feel that a candidate's professional resume is critical, I also think it's important for you to get to know them a bit as a person. And I'm sorry that because of this pandemic, I can't be there to do that in person and shake your hand. But that said, I'm a Florida native and a lifelong Democrat. As an adopted person, my parents greatly shaped my perspectives. My mom.
Also in contention this year is the Public Defender's Office. This office represents indigent defendants. The following candidates are seeking to win this nomination.
Hello, John Knox Village. My name is Ruby Lenora Green, and I am running to be your next Broward County Public Defender. I am from Pompano Beach. I am a mother of a fabulous 13-year-old, and I currently work at the Public Defender's Office as an assistant public defender in the career criminal unit. My mother, Geraldine Jackson, and grandmother, Emma Bell Warmbold, actually worked at John Knox Village as housekeepers for many, many years. And they had a fabulous time with John Knox Village, and I frequented John Knox Village as a kid, especially for the parades. I am running in order to bring back a holistic approach to our criminal justice system. I want to make sure that we reduce recidivism and that we provide access, more access and better access to diversion programs, substance abuse programs, mental health programs, jobs, housing, in order for us to reduce that revolving door. I also would like to boost our office morale. We need to advocate for funding and promote criminal justice reform. At this present time, us as taxpayers are paying $146 per day per person that's sitting in custody. And sometimes it's for small crimes such as trespassing, for sleeping on a park bench. So, on August 18th of 2020, vote green for change to be seen. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Tom Lynch, and I'm running for Broward County Public Defender. I was born and raised in Broward County. I went to grammar school, middle school, and high school in Broward County, and I also went to law school in Broward County. I received a business degree in college, and after college I went to law school. Right out of law school, I was hired by the Broward County Public Defender. I was an intern in the Public Defender initially because I had not taken the bar exam, and after that I was certified by the Supreme Court as a certified legal intern, and I was able to try jury trials before I actually passed the Florida bar. I was in the Public Defender's Office for 4 years. After 2 years, I was appointed Chief Assistant Public Defender, and I was in charge of the Juvenile Division, the Mental Health Division, the County Court Division, as well as in charge of all of the interns. During the 4 years in the Public Defender's Office, I tried 90 jury trials, including 12 death penalty cases. After the 4 years, I left the Public Defender's Office and started a law firm. At age 33, I was elected to be a county court judge in Broward County. I was then appointed by Governor Lawton Childs to be a circuit court judge. I spent 32 years on the bench in Broward County. And after I left the bench, I started a law firm again. Once again, when I heard that Howard Finkelstein was not running for public defender, I decided I would run for public defender and go back to my roots. I think it's a very important job, and I want to improve morale and training for the lawyers. I will equalize the caseload of the lawyers. Presently, many of the chief assistants and many of the supervisors do not have caseloads and don't try cases. Public defenders are trial lawyers, and all lawyers in the office, including myself, will try cases if I'm fortunate enough to get your vote. People that cannot afford a lawyer deserve to have great lawyers. I'm also going to recover more than $12.5 million from the clerk's office in Broward County. The present administration merely wrote a couple of letters asking the clerk to have an audit. What I'll do is I'll give them 60 days to do that audit and turn over the $12.5 million to the public defender's office. That money that is owed to the public defender's office can be very helpful to the clients of the public defender as well as all the employees. I'm not going to leave that money on the table. The employees and the clients deserve that money. Please vote for Tom Lynch for Broward County Public Defender on the 18th of August. Thank you very much.
These next candidates for judicial offices are all running nonpartisan, which means that they will appear on all ballots. In a recent weekly, you saw an article describing the court system in Florida and what cases each court handles. Note that this does not include federal courts, where the justices are appointed. For all state offices, justices are elected for 6-year terms. The only exception is the Florida Supreme Court, where the justices are appointed by the governor to serve lifetime terms until mandatory retirement age, but are periodically on the ballot for merit retention. For some of the groups which are not presented today, incumbent justices were not opposed, and thus those offices will not appear on the ballot. All candidates are presented as they will appear on the ballot in alphabetical order. The first candidates presented today are pursuing election to the 4th District Court of Appeals. This court reviews appeals from circuit courts and many administrative law appeals from actions by the executive branch. In addition, this court must review county court decisions invalidating a provision of Florida's Constitution or statutes, and they may review an order or judgment of a county court that is certified by the county court to be of great public importance. Candidates for this court are Alan O. Forst, Mark Klingensmith, and Martha C. Warner. Our next candidates are pursuing election to Circuit Court District 17, Broward County. There are 5 groups of a total of 58 which are being contested during this primary. This number is small because judges serve 6-year terms and some of the others are unopposed. Please remember that they are all running as nonpartisan. The majority of jury trials in Florida take place before circuit court judges. This court hears all criminal and civil matters not within the jurisdiction of county courts, including family law, juvenile delinquency and dependency, mental health, probate, guardianship, and civil matters over $30,000. 3 candidates for Group 16 are Dennis Daniel Bailey, Abby Sheila Rifkin Logan, and George Odom Jr.
Hello, I'm Judge Bailey. I'm the presenting judge here in Group 16, the Broward County Circuit Court. and I'm running for re-election. I grew up in the streets of Pompano Beach, went to high school here, came back after law school, and started my practice here. I have very fond memories of John Knox Village because my parents lived there for years. I spent many evenings with them, and it's a wonderful place. I have wonderful memories of John Knox, and I thank you for that. I spent the first 14 years of my legal career in the criminal courts before I switched over and spent another 14 years in the civil courts. I've tried cases all around the state of Florida in every type of courtroom, state and federal. It's that broad experience that has earned me the endorsements of the Sun Sentinel newspaper, of the Fraternal Order of Police District 5, of the Broward Council of Professional Firefighters, of the Broward AFL-CIO, and of Hispanic Vote. They recognize that from that broad and deep experience as a lawyer, when I came into the bench, I brought that with me and served in the family courts, handling cases where children were at issue, and the civil courts, handling cases where property and careers are at issue, and in the criminal courts, handling cases where freedom and even the death penalty are at issue. I have thoroughly enjoyed my first term. I've considered it an honor to serve you, and I appreciate the opportunity to finish the work I started by continuing on a second term. Please remember to vote Dennis Bailey, Circuit Judge, Group 16. Thank you very much.
Hello, everyone. My name is Abby Rifkin-Logan, and I'm a candidate for Circuit Court Judge, Group 16 in Broward County. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I'm a wife of 36 years, a mother of 2 beautiful daughters, a grandmother, and I'm a public servant. I've been in law enforcement for over 40 years, a prosecutor for over 38 years, successfully prosecuting the worst of the worst, including child molesters and violent predators. For the past 28 years, I've been a homicide prosecutor, handling death penalty cases and complex homicide litigation. In addition, I'm a teacher. I have been an adjunct professor of law at Florida International University College of Law for the last 13 years, teaching law students how to try cases ethically and skillfully. So what do I bring to the bench? First, I bring years of experience. That's not just a tagline on a political advertisement. I bring real experience, hundreds of trials. There is no substitute for experience, especially as a judge. This is not the kind of position where you should be learning on the job. I bring life experience, years of interacting with people, working my way through conflicts. I bring the right temperament. I have an unblemished record and am known for being fair, approachable, and objective. I treat all people, even those I've accused of crimes, with respect and with decency. I know the law and I follow it. You have to do it right the first time or the system gets bogged down. Litigants don't care what gender you are, what race you are. They just want to know that you're listening, they're being heard, and treated fairly by someone who knows what they're doing. I'm active in my community, and I'm active in the Broward legal community. I'm the current president of the Broward County Women Lawyers Association, and I'm the former president of the South Broward Bar Association. I'm a wife, a mother, a grandmother, a public servant. I would like to be your next circuit court judge. I've been training for this position my entire career. I waited until my children were grown, and I had distinguished myself as a lawyer to even seek this position. Broward needs judges who understand their role, who understand the position, have all the tools necessary right now to step into the position on the first day, ready to do a great job for the people. Let's put the service back in public service. I thank you for considering me as your next circuit court judge because experience matters, temperament matters, and service matters. I would be honored if you would choose me. This message has been approved by me, Abby Rifkin-Logan, for Circuit Court Judge, Nonpartisan, Group 16. Thank you so much.
My name is George Odom Jr., and I'm running for Broward County Circuit Court Judge. Over the past 20 years, I've dedicated myself to honor, courage, service, and commitment. In the military, I learned how to treat everyone with respect. I served with both men and women from different nationalities and backgrounds. Despite the issue or the person, every person will get respect when they come into my courtroom. America's core principles gave me the courage to become a lawyer. Despite growing up poor, Without a father in the household and lack of all the resources that others may have had, I knew with hard work and dedication, I could become a lawyer and achieve my goals. My family and I are proud to call Broward County home because of its diversity, opportunity, and energy. And over the next few months, I plan on meeting with each and every one of you to explain my experience and why I'm the best choice for Broward County Circuit Court Judge. Vote George Odom Jr. for Broward County Circuit Court Judge, Group 16.
There are two candidates for Group 18, Patty Englander Henning and Kristen Weisberg Padowitz.
I'm Judge Patty Englander Henning, and I'm running for re-election in Circuit Court Group 18. Thank you for watching. I was born and raised in Miami Beach in a family that taught me the importance of public service. My father was vice mayor of Miami Beach, my mother was active in the National Organization for Women, and my sister Nikki Grossman was a Broward County Commissioner. I graduated from Cornell University and earned my law degree from the University of Florida. I worked for the Florida Attorney General in the Broward County State Attorney's Office as chief of the appellate division. I met my husband, the love of my life, while working there. When John died from a rare cancer, I had the responsibility of raising our two young teenagers alone. I'm proud to say that today, they are both attorneys doing public service. In 1980, when I was first elected to the county court, I was the youngest judge ever elected in Florida. I resolved over 100,000 cases. In 1984, I was elected to the circuit court, and I'm now the longest serving circuit judge in the state. I've presided over every type of case you can imagine. I served 6 years on the criminal bench, and for the last 30, I've presided over hundreds and hundreds of civil trials. For the last 10 years, chief judges have appointed me to manage the complex civil litigation division. Unlike most civil cases that have one plaintiff and one defendant, my cases have many parties and many challenging and novel legal issues. As the judge, my job is not to rush these cases to trial. It's to rule on difficult issues and coordinate, supervise, and closely manage these complex cases towards resolution. In 2018, ABOTA, an organization of experienced trial attorneys, named me Broward Judge of the Year. Recently, the pandemic closed the courthouse, but not the court system. I work from home, hearing everything except jury trials, mostly by Zoom. And I'm working locally and with the NYU Civil Jury Project to see if we can hold civil jury trials remotely. That would keep our citizens safe and reestablish our constitutional rights. I'm active in our community. I explain the court system to students, speak to civic groups, and teach attorneys. I also participate in support groups and advocate for patients with rare cancers. And I'm active in my temple. I bring needed stability and confidence to the judicial system. I have an unblemished record and reputation for being impartial, prepared, and efficient. That's why, to date, I've been endorsed by the Sun Sentinel, Broward County Firefighters, the Police Benevolent Association, the Fraternal Order of Police, SAVE, the AFL-CIO, and the Broward County Medical Association. I look forward with energy and enthusiasm to serving another term, and I seek your vote. Judicial experience matters. Thank you.
There are three candidates for Group 27, Meredith Chaikin-Weiss, Matthew Isaac Destry, and Frank David Ledee.
Are we on? Yeah? Okay. Hi folks, Matt Destry here. We're making our own video today. We've acquired some new skills during the course of this pandemic. I've learned to cook. What? Really? Not so much, apparently. I still need work. Seriously, I hope this finds you well during these rather unprecedented times. As Americans, we've faced tough times before, and we have always prevailed, principally because of our shared ideals and our belief in democracy and the rule of law. When I was 19, I enlisted in the United States Air Force. It was right after the Vietnam War, and it about gave my mother a heart attack. But I survived my tour, and when I got out, I went back to school. I went to the University of Tampa on an academic scholarship, and I graduated with a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics. I went on to law school at Stetson, where I think I was the only one in my class who had been a math major. Everyone else was a poli-sci or a history or an English major, and they all seriously had the jump on me, but I wanted to be a lawyer. My first job out of law school was as a prosecutor. I did that for 8.5 years. I've also been a statewide prosecutor. I did that for about 4 years. In between, I was in private practice for about 7 years, right here in Fort Lauderdale. I ran my own practice, and for those of you who have owned or run a small business, well, you know what that's about, making it month to month and year to year. I learned some hard lessons. In 2007, I was appointed to the Broward County Circuit Bench, and in 2010, I stood for election and was awarded another term by you, the people. In 2016, after 8 years on the criminal bench, I faced a rather contentious election. I even had an opponent file a complaint with the Judicial Qualifications Commission against me. The charges were dismissed, but I had already lost the election. You know, key to our democracy is our ability to elect our representatives. In Florida, that includes your circuit court judges. The seat that I am running for in Group 27 is currently occupied by Judge Ledee. Ledee, a career prosecutor out of Miami-Dade, was appointed by the governor about 1.5 years ago to fill that seat until such time as you, the people, could decide who should fill the seat. I believe that I am the better man. If you see it that way, it would be an honor and a privilege to once again serve the citizens of Broward County on the circuit court bench. I'm Matt Destry, and I approve this message.
I'm Frank Ledee. I'm a circuit court judge here in Broward County. I'm your incumbent judge in Group 27, and I'm running to retain my seat. I've been a Broward County resident for over 40 years. I'm part of the fabric of Broward County. I take great pride in having served my community. I was a prosecutor for 25 years, an assistant state attorney for 25 years. I was the chief of the gang prosecution unit and the gun violence unit for the state attorney's office. And in addition to that, I was a commissioner for the South Broward Hospital District. I took great pride as a commissioner. The decisions that we took as a board of the South Broward Hospital District and the Memorial Healthcare System and the Joe DiMaggio Hospital are truly paying off today. It was not paid, it's a voluntary, it's my time to Broward County. I'm in a Unified Family Law Division right now. I deal with parenting issues, I deal with visitation issues, I deal with divorces. And those are incredibly stressful for the people that are involved in them. Because for me, from the bench, all that counts is the best interest of the children. So what can you expect from Judge Ledee? What can you expect from me? You can expect to be treated with respect. 2, you can expect that I will be on time. I'm going to try and create an environment of reason and compromise, that I will follow the law, and whenever it's appropriate, I'm going to rule right there and then, so that no one that leaves my courtroom doesn't understand what happened. You know, there's some really difficult times in the courtroom, some challenging issues, and a lot of animosity. But my favorite time is the time when we deal with an adoption, when I get to help create a family. And what I do is that these little animals that we have here is a gift to the adoptee, to the child that's been adopted. In the same way that I am entrusting the care and welfare of the children to the parents, is I'm entrusting their little animals to the child. And I tell them, the same way that mom and dad are going to take care of you is the same way that I want you to take care of my friend. And I can tell you that the little kids, really, the children love that. And you know, I try, for me it gets emotional because I get to create a family. How many people get to do that by a stroke of a pen? And yet, the families are so grateful to be here because they've been given the ultimate gift. and they're giving the ultimate gift. As a circuit court judge, there is no greater pleasure, there is no greater time than going through and creating an adoption. I'm Frank Ledee. I'm your incumbent judge in Group 27, and I'm running to retain my seat. Your vote counts, your judge matters. Please vote for me.
In Group 30, there are 2 candidates, Dale C. Cohen and Ian Richards. Our last candidates for Circuit Court are in Group 50, Linda A. Alley and Gina Hawkins.
Hello, my name is Linda Alley, and I'm running for Circuit Court Judge, Group 50. I was raised in Broward County, and I've raised my family here as well. My children and I all attended Broward County Public Schools. My children are grown now. My daughter, Sarah Gresham, is a prosecutor in Broward County, and my son, Brad Keller, is a public school teacher. I attended Broward College, Florida Atlantic University, and the University of Florida Levin College of Law. I was what they call a non-traditional student. I didn't go to college and law school right after high school. Instead, I worked for Southern Bell Telephone Company for 15 years. When the government broke up the telephone company, I had to find a new career. So I'd always wanted to be a lawyer, but when I graduated from high school, legal careers were not exactly encouraged for females. We were more encouraged to get married and have children. So I went back to Broward Community College and I took paralegal classes and I got a certificate as a paralegal. I went to work for a man named Sheldon J. Schlesinger. He was a very prominent trial attorney in Broward County. I worked for him as a paralegal for a few years, at which time I decided that I felt like I could go to law school. So while working full-time, as I had gotten all the rest of my degrees, I finished my bachelor's degree at FAU in history while working full-time and raising my kids. And I went to the University of Florida Levin College of Law, where I graduated with honors. I am a civil trial attorney. I focus on complex litigation cases, trials that take 2 weeks, 3 weeks, sometimes 2 months. My cases focus on protecting the rights of individuals. I've tried several multi-million-dollar cases and been involved in many, many, many more cases than that. After leaving Schlesinger Law Firm, I went to work for the Kelly Ustall Law Firm, where I'm currently working. They were 4 fellows that left Schlesinger's office and started their own firm. I know how to try a case. I know how the courtroom works. I know how to listen to evidence and how to apply the rule of law. My life experience to me is a positive aspect. I think that judges should have some life experience in order to make the difficult decisions that they sometimes have to make. My legal experience, coupled with my life experience, will enable me to be an effective judge from the very first day. I would ask for your vote on primary election day, August 18th, and please vote for Linda Alley, and you will be proud that you made that selection. Thank you very much for your time.
My name is Gina Hawkins, and I am from West Park, Broward County, Florida. I've been licensed to practice law in the state of Florida for 16 years, and I was appointed to the Circuit Court bench on November 16th, 2018 by then Governor Rick Scott. The overall problems that I see that we face today in our society, or especially in this county, as it pertains to the legal system and the process, is the need for accessibility to our court system, litigants understanding the process, and litigants coming into a courtroom and feeling that they are going to be treated fairly, feeling that there's someone there that understands who they are and the issues that they bring to the courtroom. overall, that's what we're dealing with when we're sitting in this position. And I think that as judges, we need to be accessible. And what do I mean by that? We need to be there. We need to be present, not just present on the bench, but present in the moment. When our litigants come before us, we need to make them feel as though they are the only litigants that matter at that point. So we need to be attentive listeners. We need to understand who is standing before us. The only way we understand who is standing before us, we have to understand the community that we live in, have some type of connection, some bond with the people that we serve. If I don't know anything about your ethnicity, if I don't know anything about your racial structure, if I don't know anything about your familial background, then I don't know how to help you. Everybody's problems are not the same. And so I have to be able to connect with you and understand what you or who you are and what you bring to the table in order to effectively offer solutions to your problems. Justice to me means fairness, equality. It's rendered with grace, but it's effective. Everyone, regardless of race, color, ethnicity, gender, sexual orientation, religious background, that everyone is treated the same. That's what justice is.
Our last candidates are running for county court. The number of county court judges varies with the population and caseload of the county. These are courts of limited jurisdiction, which are established by statutes and sometimes referred to as the people's courts, because a large part of their work involves citizen disputes, such as violations of municipal and county ordinances, traffic offenses, landlord-tenant disputes, misdemeanor criminal matters, and monetary disputes up to and including $30,000. In addition, county court judges may hear simplified dissolution of marriage cases. Again, these candidates are running nonpartisan, and 3 groups are being contested in this primary. In Group 22, there are 2 candidates, Allison Gilman and Casey Mills.
Hello, my name is Casey Mills. I'm a candidate for County Court Judge in Group 22. I was born and raised in Fort Lauderdale and raised my family here. Upon graduation, I went to Tallahassee and got a degree in business administration, and I also graduated from Florida State University College of Law. Upon graduation from law school, I came back to Broward County and began a career that's lasted for 36 years in Broward County. I first began practicing in real estate, landlord-tenant, bank transactional work, as well as general civil litigation. For the last 25 years, I've concentrated my practice in the areas of wills, trusts, estates, and guardianship work, as well as complex probate litigation. I have tried cases from Miami-Dade County to the Panhandle of Florida. I have achieved an AV preeminent rating by Martindale-Hubbell in 1999 in both legal ability and ethical standards, and have maintained that rating every year since. I've also served as a traffic court magistrate in Broward County, where I presided over hundreds of traffic cases in the main courthouse, as well as each of the 3 satellites. I also served as an arbitrator for the National Association of Securities Dealers. I believe there's certain qualifications a judge should have to be effective. A judge has to have the intelligence to serve, has to have ethics, and has to have integrity. I believe I have those qualifications as reflected in my AV preeminent rating of both legal ability and ethical standards. Many of you may know my parents. They were very active in the community of Fort Lauderdale for years. My father served on the Fort Lauderdale City Commission for 15 years, And upon his retirement, the city honored him by naming Mills Pond Park after him. I have 3 children that also were born in Broward County. My oldest son is a graduate of the United States Naval Academy and now is serving our country in the United States Marine Corps. My daughter is a meteorologist in Colorado Springs, and my youngest son just graduated with a degree from Florida State University in finance last week. So the time is right for me to give back and to serve our community in the capacity as a county court judge. And I ask for your support and your vote on August 18th. Thank you very much.
Group 27, again, there are 2 candidates, Phoebe Francois and Jacob E. Siegel.
Hello, Broward County residents. My name is Judge Phoebe Rebecca Francois, and I am asking for your vote on August 18th so that I can keep my position as your county court judge.
My name is Eugene Pettis. I'm a lifetime resident of Broward County and the former president of the Florida Bar. On August 18th, 2020, I'm asking the residents of Broward County to join me in voting for Judge Phoebe Francois because she is an extremely qualified judge who has served our county for over 26 years as a judge, a magistrate, and as a lawyer. Judge Francois is also a community servant. She has served as a board member of the Broward Meals on Wheels, the Community Action Agency, volunteered with the Make-A-Wish Foundation, and was a former president of the T.J. Reddick Bar Association. When you walk into Judge Francois' courtroom, you will find a fair and compassionate judge who can relate to you based on her service in our community. Again, on August 18th, please join me in voting for Judge Phoebe Francois. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Tom Lafredo. I'm a Broward County resident, and I'm the Fort Lauderdale managing shareholder for the law firm of Gray Robinson, a firm here in Florida with 14 offices throughout the state. On August 18th, 2020, I'm asking you to join me in voting for Judge Phoebe Rebecca Francois, who has served Broward County for 26 years as a judge, magistrate judge, and as an attorney. I'm supporting Judge Francois because she is the type of judge Broward County needs during this very challenging time. She has the experience and she understands the community better than anyone. So please join me on August 18, 2020, so we can each cast our votes for Judge Phoebe Rebecca Francois. Thank you.
So on August 18th, I'm asking you to vote for me, Judge Phoebe Rebecca Francois, so that I can continue to be your county court judge.
Group 31 has 3 candidates, Rosanna Bronhard, Sean Conway, and Natasha Primo.
Vote Rosanna Brunhard for Broward County Judge, Group 31 on August 18th, 2020. Your voice, your vote. Your voice does matter. Please vote for Rosanna Brunhard for County Court Judge in Broward. I resided in Broward County for over 12 years. I have elderly parents that reside in Hallandale Beach, located in Broward County. Mom is Olga Brunhard, she's 89, and Dad is Henry Brunhard, he is 83. My parents are both Polish and Italian. Mom is very ill. I was originally born in Brooklyn, New York, and raised both on Brooklyn and on Staten Island. My education consists of a law degree from the State University of New York in Buffalo. In 1990, I earned my JD. Then I earned my LLM in tax from NYU Law School in 1992, and I have a University of Florida Masters of Public Health that I recently earned. My judicial goals are that I will make impartial decisions. I will make sound decisions based on the law, with integrity, and not be influenced by the who is who and who makes contributions, nor is connected. I will treat litigants equally with respect and dignity. I will allow access to the courts. I will recognize that at the county court level, there will be litigants appearing pro se without legal representation, and they will have the same equal opportunities to present their arguments, evidence, and cases as do the litigants that are represented by attorneys. Litigants expect and deserve competent judges that are impartial and not biased. My legal experience covers being a Florida Bar member since 1991, over 28 years. I worked for Deloitte & Touche as a tax consultant in Fort Lauderdale. I served as a judicial staff attorney in Fort Lauderdale at the 17th Judicial Circuit. I also served as their court probate counsel in Fort Lauderdale in the 17th Judicial Circuit. I have private practice litigation experience. I served as a senior attorney with the Florida Department of Business and Professional Regulations, and I presently serve as the attorney for Florida Commission on Human Relations. I presently serve as an attorney with the Florida Commission on Human Relations, making recommended determinations regarding discrimination law. Examples include employment, housing, public accommodation, and whistleblower cases. I previously served as a senior attorney, as an administrative prosecutor in the civil level for the Department of Business and Professional Regulations. I prosecuted civil cases against licensing violations involving certified public accountants. And as a private attorney, I litigated a variety of cases. Your voice is your vote. Vote for Rosanna Brunhart for Broward County Judge on August 18, 2020. Take care.
Says you're a longtime resident of Broward County.
Yeah, I'm proud to say that I'm a graduate of both Pines Middle School and Cooper City High Schools. And that was in the 1980s. I worked at Six Flags Atlantis growing up. All kinds of jobs, part-time jobs, bagging groceries. I worked hard. I've been working ever since I've been able to. And I worked throughout law school. And even as a public defender, I was working on the side tiling floors with my stepfather. He did a lot of renovations, so I was always tiling on the side on the weekends. So that doesn't help me as a county court judge, but it gave me contractual experience and that sort of thing. But it's given me a well-rounded experience too, to understand the walks of life that, well, immediately what we have facing the court system is going to be a backlog of cases that have been put on hold because of the virus and the shutdown. We've been trying to do the best we can. I've had hearings every day, pretty much by Zoom, but you can't do that. For a jury trial, you have to have face-to-face contact, and it's a constitutional right. Everybody's been agreeing to that. So how do we accommodate that? How do we take care of that problem? Well, you need an experienced judge. People who have been in trials, have done a lot of appeals, can keep things going, but also with respect and dignity.
Firm website shows the record of your trials. Is that every trial?
Every trial I've ever had, yes. And it's right there on my website. I'm proud of the fact of all the trials I've done.
How many jury trials have you had?
Well, in the 24 years I've been an attorney, I think I'm close to 75 jury trials. Those are actual trials where the jury was picked, but in non-jury trials, the number's in the hundreds. For many reasons. One is because I have the trial experience of having tried so many cases, both non-jury and jury trials. That's going to give me a considerable background of experience to draw from when I'm deciding how to resolve cases. I think having a knowledgeable background in an area prevents me from having to learn up on it on the job. Nobody wants a judge learning on the job. And unfortunately, in a lot of the races that we see with judge, that seems to be the case. Well, in the 24 years that I've been an attorney, I've learned that what a judge needs most and foremost is to be respectful of the people involved in the courtroom. I mean, people are going to come in angry, they're going to come in trying to settle some kind of dispute. They're never there for anything fun. Let's put it that way. That's the only reason people are going to court. And you don't need the judge to be disrespectful.
Hello. I want to thank the residents of John Knox Village for the opportunity to introduce myself to all of you. My name is Judge Natasha Primo, and I am currently a Broward County Court Judge in the 17th Judicial Circuit. I'm assigned to the West Satellite Courthouse in Plantation, where I hear civil and criminal matters as well as traffic infractions. The civil matters involve cases in which the damages are less than $30,000, and the criminal cases are misdemeanor cases punishable by less than 1 year. During this challenging time, although the courthouse is closed, we have continued to hold court daily, and we hold all of our hearings through the virtual courtroom via Zoom. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I'm originally from Long Island, New York. My mom raised me as a single mother with the help of my grandparents, and when they moved to Florida to retire, we followed them here, and I've been in South Florida ever since, for around 31 years. I went to college at the University of Miami, where I graduated cum laude in 2002, and I went on to law school at the University of Florida, where I graduated cum laude in 2005. After law school, I began practicing in the field of eminent domain, representing property owners in condemnation proceedings. I then went on to practice general civil litigation, and after about 10 years in the civil field, I decided to expand my legal area of practice to criminal, and I became an assistant state attorney in Palm Beach and then later in Broward County. I prosecuted cases from misdemeanors to punishable by life felonies, and I was a felony supervisor when I left the state attorney's office to work at the Department of Transportation, where I was a senior attorney in the eminent domain trial division. I've done over 65 jury trials, and I've argued countless motions and hearings in court. As a judge, I've presided over 200 or more non-jury trials in both civil and criminal, and I've heard hundreds of dispositive motions. One of the most rewarding parts of being a judge is the continued opportunity to mentor, motivate, and educate all interested members of the community about the legal justice system. I'm able to give back to the community by educating students on the importance of the law, the judiciary, professionalism, and ethics. I've been able to meet with students in the classroom, on panels, mock trials, and visits to the courthouse. And just to share a little bit about my family, I'm married to my husband for 15 years, and we've been together for over 20. We are college sweethearts. I have 3 beautiful sons. My oldest son is 13. He just had his bar mitzvah right before COVID. And my middle son is 11, and my youngest is 9. And of course, I can't forget our adorable dog, Kane. Thank you for your time and consideration, and I hope that you will all go out and vote on August 18th. And remember to go all the way to the bottom of the ballot, and I'm asking you to vote for me, Judge Natasha Primo, in Group 31. If you would like additional information about me, please feel free to visit my website at judgenatashadaprimo.com or look me up on Facebook under Judge Natasha Primo. Thank you and have a nice day.
Judicial races are the least publicized, although you will find endorsements in the local newspapers. But each court has incredible influence over those citizens who come before it. Please carefully evaluate the candidates and vote on August 18th.